You know what makes life good? You. You do. I don't care how many flaws you think you have, if you think you're too big, you're too small, you're not tall enough, you're not light or bright enough or dark enough. You make life good. But you know what make life better? Heal. Heal from all that trauma. All that everything that everybody did to you that was wrong, that made you feel bad and hurt you so deep in your soul. Anything they said to you, they did to you. Anything they physically did to you, financially did to you, spiritually did to you. Heal. You want life to look better? Heal. That's all you got to do. That's the magic of making the world better. Heal. One of the things that happens when you have experienced abuse is you forget some things about yourself. You forget how great you are. You forget all the positive aspects about yourself, and you tend to focus on some negative aspects about yourself that were lied to you from your perpetrator. And not just your perpetrator, but also those who were friends of the perpetrator. And not only them, but you too. Sometimes you get to the point where you just go ahead and succumb to that type of power. And then when you realize that it's too much and you get away, you realize that thought pattern doesn't work for you anymore. Hey, I'm Elegant Granny. I am a restoration strategist. I support victims and survivors as they transition from a life of abuse. I am also creator and host of the Proactive Eye podcast, where we talk about intimate violence, intimate partner violence, and we talk about child abuse, sexual assault, sexual violence, and suicide prevention as it relates to abuse. And I'm just coming on here, having a little intimate moment with you today. That's the reason why I'm up here so close. And I want to talk about what makes life good. And the answer is you make life good. I don't care what you went through. There is nothing about you that does not add value to this life. You know how you go to the grocery store and you purchase something, and your purchase may have been $17.30, and you have a $20 bill on you. You give the cashier your $20 tender, and they give you back some change. You know what? Although it's no longer $20, you have the item that you purchased and you have the change. That change still has value. Even if it is less than $20, it has a lot of value to it. That's you. And you know what else about that change? It still has value to it. So if you see something that's $1, you still have enough change left over to get that thing. Same thing with you. When you deal with abuse, whatever it is that you have a value left over, and I don't mean physical things or material things. I'm talking about you, your mindset, your willpower, your superpowers, your thought process of wanting to do better and making plans to do better for yourself now that you're free. Not for just you, but if you have children, you're doing it for them too. And your elders, if you had elders you were caring for at the time. There's always value to you. I don't care who said what. I don't care what they told you when you were still with them. I don't care how you feel about it. The fact that you have gotten away, and if you are still there with them and you have thoughts of getting away, that means you have a lot of value to you. Hold on to that. The fact that you're able to still process and get those thoughts together in your head so you can formulate a plan of escape, that's what makes life good. It makes life very, very good. It makes life good that you have a valuable perspective. That's what makes life good. It doesn't matter how you get out. It doesn't matter when you get out. What matters is you understand how powerful and how valuable you are. And it's time to go. It's time to pack up and it's time to go. Now, another thing I would like to add to that is diversity. That's what makes life good too. I love diversity. All the differences that's just not me. That's something that my ex-husband could not understand. He did not care for me being different. And it kind of got on his nerves, but I love diversity. I love different people. I love different cultures. I love different types of food, anything, types of music. It doesn't matter. I don't have a preference for a genre of music. I don't really have a preference for a genre of books. I just love to read. I just love to listen to music and I love to dance and have a good time. That's just me. I've always been that way. And he wasn't like that. I had to be a certain way with him. And that didn't sit well with me. So that's the reason why there was a lot of trauma going on, because I was not going to be held down like that. I know. I've always been the type of person that if it's something I wanted to do, I did it. If it was somewhere I wanted to go, I went. If there was something I wanted to process in my mind, that's what I did. And I did that a lot. That's what helped me to get away. That's what helped me to get away. I processed a lot and I planned a lot and I kept my lips shut about all those plans. And sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you have to keep quiet about some things. Another thing about diversity is when life is trying to let you know it's time to heal. After you've gotten out of that situation and you can't understand why you're going good and all of a sudden things are just looking like they turning upside down. That's life trying to help you balance. And this right here, this part right here is for people who do not choose to work on their healing. And it doesn't matter if you were the victim, the survivor, or the perpetrator. When you do not work on your healing, life will help you balance. If you don't do the balancing, life will help you balance. That's something you have to do in order to keep from that same cycle of ending another relationship, whether you were the victim in it or whether you were the perpetrator in it. And there are some people who really don't want to be the perpetrator, but they have not done anything about healing. They have a lot of healing that they need to do in order to stop being that person so they can help heal instead of hurting. Now, when you choose to heal, you're no longer in the phase of balancing. You are now harmonizing. It's a beautiful thing when you harmonize, because when you harmonizing with life, you're able to take the good, the bad, and the ugly and still be in peace. That's the difference between working on healing and suppressing and repressing trauma. Suppressing and repressing trauma keeps you in those scales, and life will help you out by sending you reminders. Hey, there's some things here you haven't dealt with. Hey, I'm bringing these memories back to you because you need to deal with this. Now, when you work on your healing, they can come back. But you know what? You start taking the value in everything you experience. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but remember, you still got value. No matter how much was taken from you, just like when the cashier took that $20 bill and gave you some change, when you left that situation, you were the change that was left. Okay? You still got value to you. That's harmonizing. You decided to leave. You decided to no longer stay. Now it's time for you to elevate to the next level and heal. That's what will make things much sweeter for you when you start harmonizing with life. The last thing I want to talk about is knowing that all uncomfortable situations are temporary. When people talk about challenges in life, you know what? When people ask me how I deal with challenges in life, what I say to them is the first thing is you gotta check out your perspective. And my perspective is this: a challenge is just a challenge. I don't see it as a negative force. I don't see it as somebody sending me a spiritual attack, although that does happen. Those things do happen. I choose not to see them that way. I choose to see them as a moment of, hey, I'm about to take an exam. I'm about to elevate to the next grade. You remember when we were in school and you were no matter even if you were in the elementary school, in order to get to the next grade, there was a series of tests that you had to take in order to prove that you were worthy of getting to the next level. Crossing over, it's like a rite of passage. Same thing with life. You have all these different things that come at you, and it's about your perspective. The thing is, what have you done to prepare for those challenges? What have you been doing? Because if you have not been working on your healing, it's going to be tough. And what's going to happen is you're going to be balanced. Just like in school, when you did not study like you were supposed to, you didn't do all your homework like you were supposed to, you were balanced. They looked and they evaluated your score and they made a decision if you were going to pass or if they was going to fail you. Life does the same thing. But you do your homework, you do all your assignments, you participate. Same thing with healing. You do all your assignments, you do all your healing work, you go to see your mental health therapist, you go to see your spiritual advisor, you do some deep wound healing, go inside yourself and think about, why am I going through this? And some of us, it's a cycle. Not everybody. Some of us, it's a cycle. And we need to work on that. And when we do work on that, when those things that we call challenges and obstacles, we're able to pass. That's an exam. We're able to pass and get to that next level. I always look at challenges as, this is my exam, time for me to elevate. Put in the work. I'm telling y'all, put in the work. It took some putting in the work for me to get to this point. I am in such a state of peace that cannot be rattled. And I don't know how to explain how that feels. It's just one of those things you feel like you on a consistent high. I promise you. Nobody can bring you down from it. Nobody can bring you down from it. Your self-worth is up. Your self-value is up. Your self-esteem is up. Your self-concept is up. Your self-awareness, everything about you is up because you took the time. to work on healing from trauma. It's a lot of work. I'm going to tell you, it's a lot of work. It ain't no joke. It's a lot of work. But if you want to live a life where life is good, and even though things that are undesirable come your way, and you still good, and you still in peace, and you still can harmonize with all of it, yeah, it's worth it. It really is. That's all I wanted to share with you, babies, today. If you are in need of someone to talk to, I am going to leave you a link of a domestic violence advocate that you can talk to if you are in need of a plan of escape. If you are a survivor, I have another link that I am going to leave for you of someone who is a divorce liberator. She is a separation and divorce coach, and she can help you deal with being separated. She can help you deal with as you deal, if you decide you want to get a divorce and you want to heal through all of that, she can help you with that. These two women are powerful. I have been dealing with them for a while. Now, I never met them until after I got out of my situation. And it was about a year later that I met the domestic violence advocate that can help you develop a plan. She's an exit strategist. She helps you leave. She helps you leave safely. And it's so wonderful that there are people out here that can help you do these things. So I'm going to leave the link for both of those women in my description. If you need it, use those links. If you know someone who needs it, share those links with them, okay? I want y'all to be safe, and I want you to, you know what I want you to do? Love on yourself today. If you haven't loved on yourself, do that today. I don't care what your day looks like. Go look in the mirror and tell yourself, I love you. You don't have to wait for anybody to say that. If you want to hear those words, say it to yourself. It will help you. I promise it will help. Okay. Love you guys. I want you to remember, healing is a continuous process, not a one-shot deal. Much love, peace, light, and healing vibes.